I set this punishment for myself that if I broke a rule, I'd have to cut off an inch of my hair. I'm so frustrated with myself today. I am so frustrated. I broke a rule. The rule that I broke was giving back half my profits and not walking away. Usually what I've been saying is if I give back half my profits, I got to throw in the towel and walk away. And I was really, really frustrated with myself the other day because I followed that rule and then I ended up missing a great opportunity that no doubt would have gotten me out of the red. Today, I give back more than half my profits on one trade. I was up $3,800. And in one trade, I gave back about $1,800. So I was up only $1,000 on the day. And at that point, I should have followed my rules. I should have said, you know what? Hey, take $1,000. Is it $3,800? No, but it's still $1,000 more than you had at the beginning of the day. Take it and be happy, be grateful. But no, I wanted to get back up to $3,800 on the day. And so I took another trade and lost like $1,500 on it. And then I was down $500 on the day. And then once I was red on the day, that's the place where I should have said, all right, I'm done. I'm red on the day. If you go from green on the day to red, if you go from being at the daily goal or above the daily goal to red on the day, you've got to, that's another trigger. That's another threshold. You got to throw in the towel. Did I do it? No, of course I didn't do it. I took another trade and then I was down $1,100 or $1,000 or whatever it is. And you could say, all right, Ross, well, whatever, being down $1,000, it's not the end of the world. But it's the frustration. It's not the dollar amount as much as just the frustration of giving back those gains. And I'm so frustrated with myself. So this is my punishment. This is what happens when you break rules. So, I don't know, that's probably good enough, whatever, I don't care. It's just stupid. It's just a stupid day. Live to trade another day. I'll live. I'll get through it. It's not a big deal. It's just frustrating. That's all. It's just frustrating. It's stupid, and it was unnecessary, and I should have followed the rules and been grateful for the $1,000. Instead, I kept trading and, here I am. So the moral of the story is that as frustrating as it is to hit that max loss and then to watch stocks continue to run up or to hit your trigger of giving back half your profits, it's much, much worse to keep trading and then go from being moderately green to being red. Going from green on the day to being red, that is a trigger. And you know what? I'll be grateful that I'm walking away right now. I'm not at my daily max loss. I could go back in there and I could keep trading. And I could find myself down $4,000, $5,000, $8,000, $10,000, $15,000. You guys know I could do it. I've done it before. I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to take this loss, eat the loss, and take the haircut and be back tomorrow. All right, so we're gonna go over the trades from today. You can see the P&L there down $1,040. It's actually $1,039.96. It's not the end of the world, but it is frustrating. It's frustrating because, well, on my first two trades, my first trade was on CPAH right out of the gates. So I took a trade on CPAH out of the gates, squeezing up, as you can see here. This setup was the first daily candle to make a new high. All right, so the entry here was 350 for the break over that level. Ended up squeezing up to a high of 388, but I didn't make good money on it. I tried to add thinking it was gonna squeeze over 4, ended up making only $100, and my second trade was on AESE where I lost 116. So after my first 2 trades, this was a break of the pre-market highs, I was down $15 on the day. Not a great start. All right, well, then we had FLNT. FLNT ended up being a really nice one, as you can see here. It started to squeeze up, and I jumped in this to ride the momentum from this pullback right here all the way up to the high of 390. So I made $2,100 on that, and that put me up over $2,000 on the day. Daily goal, awesome. Next trade, a quick little trade on MYSZ off the high day momentum scanner, 350 there. Now I'm up 1,300 or 2,300 on the day, 2,400 on the day. Then things started to go south. This trade on PEC, P-E-C-K, is where things started to go bad. So PEC pops up on the scanners right here. It squeezes up from 5 up to 582. No trade on it. It resumes from the halt, and it dips down for a second. I was looking for an entry, but the resumption was kind of funny, and it didn't really give me I didn't feel like I could manage my risk on it, so I didn't take that trade, and then it ripped up and got halted a second time at 660. Okay, then it resumes from that halt. It hits a high of 7, it dips down, and when it starts to surge back up right here, I bought at $7. It rips up to a high of 750. Boom. I made $800 on it. And just like that, I was up about $3,800 or something like that. I was up over $3,000 on the day. Maybe it was $3,300. All right, it drops back down to a low of 665. And then on this candle right here, I got back in, back over 7. I thought it was going to bounce and rip up because I was noticing the volume was really coming in right here. So I was like, all right, I think this looks good. I got back in right here with 2,000 shares at 7. It pops up to 716. It then in the next candle drops down to 66. That's fine. I'm just going to hold it for a second and see if it comes back through the highs. I'm only down $600. I'm still green on it. And then it flushes and gets halted going down. And I'm holding 2,000 shares at 640. It resumes at 621. It pops up for a second and then breaks 621 and drops down here, and I stopped out right around 615. So, you know, that was really disappointing. I went from being up 800 on the stock to down 1,800, and just like that, I gave back 2/3 of my daily gain. So now I was up only about $1,000 on the day after that trade right there, and I actually. I took another trade on this and lost on it. So this loss was actually more of a $1,200 loss, and then I took another $600 loss, which was right. It was like right in here. I got in thinking it was going to curl back up. It actually ended up curling back up, but not where I thought it would. You can see it kind of dropped back down for a little while and then popped up to 7. But I tried to do that trade like right here, and I was wrong and lost another $600. So why didn't I throw in the towel after I gave back half my gains today? I was too frustrated. I was just too frustrated. And that's not a good reason, but I was so frustrated that just like that, I'd given back, you know, all that profit. I didn't want to stop trading. I wanted to get back to green, you know, get back to where I was at. And, you know, the thing with that is, you know, then I'm up only $1,000. I take another trade, I give back more profit, then I go into the red, and then I'm like, well, oh God, can I get myself back out of the red? And then I lose some more. So, you know, it's just a really frustrating thing. And of course, was it yesterday or the day before that I followed that rule? I was up $2,000, followed the rule, finished the day up only 1,000. But the stock that I was watching, that I decided not to trade because I had already given back half my gains, ended up ripping without me. And so that's that thing that's so frustrating is It's the inconsistent reinforcement from the market, where you can have positive reinforcement for a bad behavior, like breaking your rule. Like, let's say right now, I could jump into PEC right now. Let's look at this. So, let's say I jump into this right now with 10,000 shares. Let's say it breaks over 7 and then rips up to 725, 750. I'm kind of gonna feel like a hero, because with 10,000 shares, I'll make $2,500, maybe $3,000, and I'll be green on the day. Whew, disaster averted. But I'm already down $1,000. What happens if that trade goes the other way? What happens if I get in with 10,000 shares here at 680 and then it flushes to 640? Now I'm down $4,000 on that trade. I'm down 5,000 on the day. Now that's a bigger loss. That's going to take more time to bounce back from. So you have to draw these lines in the sand somewhere. And unfortunately, it can be very frustrating in the market, because there can be days like this on PEC where this thing might end up ripping over 7, and it might end up going all the way to 750 or even 8. And I'm going to be thinking, God dang it. I just timed it wrong on every trade I took. And then I kind of, used up all the risk that I could take today. And now I can't take any more trades. And it's going to just run without me. And that's very frustrating. And it can encourage you to think, well, I should just go ahead and break my rule. I should just go ahead and take the trade, try to make the money. Ultimately, we're here to make money. So, this rule is holding me back. But then on another day, you'll get the reinforcement where you continue to trade and you just continue to lose money, like today. And it just gets worse and worse and worse until you finally throw in the towel. And I've had days where I start getting more and more emotionally impulsive and frustrated and angry. And I just start saying, you know what? Screw it. I'm jumping in this thing. I'm taking, you know what? How much buying power do I have? I'm going to max it out. I'm going to take 50,000 shares. I don't care. And all of a sudden you're like, I'm either going to finish the day green today, or I'm going to blow my career. Like, you start just getting so emotionally invested. And look at this thing. Now you've got a 14,000 share bid. I could talk myself into trading this right now. I guarantee you I could do it. Because it looks strong. The 5-minute is strong. The bid is here at 80. There's 90 on the ask. Breaks over 725. Halt level 730. It's tempting, right? And this might be one of those ones that I'm going to just be so frustrated with myself for, because it does exactly what I thought it would do, but not when I thought it would. So right idea, wrong timing. And when you've got the wrong time, you don't get paid for that. So trading is very frustrating in that way. I try to think of another career where, you'd have this kind of thing, because it feels to me kind of like, building a stack of a stack of blocks, and then having them the whole tower gets knocked over, and you just have to start over. And that happens with traders. I mean, the reality is that happens every couple of weeks. We're going to have a loss. The best traders in the world, this happens to. It's not just you. It's not just me. This is part of trading. I can look into my trader view reports here just for reference, and we'll go under detailed, and we'll go under what is it? Liquidity down here. No, it's win-loss expectation. I always get this one confused. And this is my P&L from whatever last, I don't know how long this is, but some of these drops were not fun at all. Like down here, that drop was like $50,000 off the highs. This little dip wasn't much fun either. Neither was this one. Neither was this one. Neither was that one. Now through here, I was pretty good at keeping the dips really, really small. But I had this period of like 6 months where I really didn't make a lot of money. So then, I started to get more aggressive. And as the account's been growing, I've been getting more aggressive. And then the dips have also been getting bigger. So, like I just don't know, like what other job you can have. Not that the other jobs aren't stressful. And it's not really like the stress issue. It's the doing days of work, weeks of work even. And then being told you have to start over, throw it away. You got to start all over. I guess maybe it feels like writing a report in high school or college, and you do like a really long, like 10, 15, 20 page report or maybe longer. And then you're told, no, this is terrible. Start over. This, or you did the whole thing on the wrong topic. Start over. And all you can do is go back to the drawing board. I heard a story about a musician in the Midwest who recorded an entire album and spent this time in the studio recording the entire album, and the studio got hit by lightning and the server got fried and it was gone. Just like that. The whole thing was gone. What do? You get frustrated, you get angry, sure, but eventually you got to just get back on the horse and start over. I mean, unless you're just going to say, that's it, I'm never doing this again. I'm never recording another album. I'm done with this. I mean, if you're not going to do that. And with trading, not that this is a big loss by any means. It's just that it's a day that I'm particularly frustrated because I made a decision to break my rules, and the result is exactly what the rules are supposed to prevent happening, going further into the red. So, that's just why it's sometimes just very, very frustrating. But anyways, cut my hair. I cut about 3 inches off of it. So let's try not to do that again, and hopefully can get back in good shape this week. And you know what? Realistically, I made $11,000 on Monday. Like this, it's fine. It's just frustrating. And this month in general has been a little frustrating. The last 12 months, I've had several periods of being really frustrated with just sort of choppiness and unexpected losses and not responding fast enough when the market starts to cool off. And that has resulted in a few really big drawdowns. This one that I had here in March was the biggest one that I had of all time up until then. And then I did it again here and again here. So my cumulative drawdown, this is the cumulative drawdown. And so what this shows you is the most I've lost versus my all-time highs. So like if my all-time high is $1 million and then I have 3 days in a row where I lose 10 grand total, I have a $10,000 drawdown. And let's be realistic, we're looking at $1.6 million of profit. So my biggest drawdown right now was in November at 47,000. It's not great, 46,000, 34, and then 48. So, I've gotten myself back to, back to all-time highs, right going into December. December was awesome. So thank goodness for that. But the reason these drawdowns were getting so big was partially because I was increasing my share size. I was increasing my risk and trying to swing for home runs and not being quick enough to adapt to slow markets and getting a little stubborn and a little frustrated and just saying, you know what? Screw it. I've got the money. I'll take 20,000 shares of this. I'll just start to size up, and I'm not gonna back down. And that's just, as you can see here, didn't work super well. Not that last year wasn't a good year, and I'll do my 2019 year in review where we'll go over it. But just to say that I don't like having those big drawdowns, and I'd really like to have less of them. And so one of the goals this year is to tighten that up and try to respond faster when the market cools off. And I need to not have days like this. So anyways, that's where I'm at for today. Down $1,000. Whatever. Be back at it first thing tomorrow morning. All right, I'll see you guys in the morning. You want to learn more about trading? Check out some of the links in my description. And if you have questions, ask them in the comments. I personally respond to every question posted on my channel. And don't forget to subscribe.